Legendary British producer and composer George Martin has died at the age of 90.
He's best known for his work with the Beatles, and some say if it wasn't for him, the Fab Four might have never been. CBS This Morning anchor Charlie Rose has a look back at his life and his work.
When a little-known band named the Beatles was struggling to sell British rock and roll, it was George Martin, a jazz and comedy producer, who signed the group their first recording contract in 1962 and helped launch a revolution.
I knew their repertoire, I knew what they were able to perform, and I said, let's record every song you got. Come down to the studios and we'll just whistle through them in a day.
Eleanor Rigby picks up the rice in the church where a wedding has been.
Martin was behind 30 of the Beatles' #1 singles.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away.
That score was for string quartet. Well, when we did it, Paul scribbled on it by Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Martin Esquire, and Mozart.
From the Beatles to James Bond.
Your candles burned out long before.
And Elton John's 1997 rework of Candle in the Wind, honoring Princess Diana.
He had the Beatles on his resume. He pretty much could have hung up his hat after that. But he continued to work with everyone from Kate Bush, Dire Straits, Meatloaf, Celine Dion.
George Martin produced more than 700 records, but it was his work with the Beatles that propelled him here, there, and everywhere.
He was the first record producer I ever worked with the Beatles. And working with him now, it's very easy for me. It's not very flattering to him, but I keep saying he's like an old shoe.
Yeah.
It's an old pair of shoes, you know, I like him. Plus, of course, he's a very, very good producer.
Sure.
He's one of the best in the world.
A really good pair of shoes, by the way. Martin was behind 30 of the Beatles' #1 singles. He then went on to produce songs for many other artists, as you saw, including Elton John, Celine Dion, and Sting, and the list goes on and on and on. Behind every group is a great producer like that.
Imagine trying to maintain those creative minds of the four Beatles, right? And then taking the best of all of them and then putting it together. It's really unbelievable.
It's like a great coach or something.
Yeah, yes.